Hi guys, welcome back to my another YouTube video where I'm gonna discuss about principal private residence. Okay, so yeah, um, let's start. Okay, so in UK, what happens if a person is living into a property, like if a person has a home, right? So whenever the person disposes that home, whatever the gain is, whatever the gain they get on this home, that is completely exempt. Okay. And in case a person has a multiple home in UK itself, okay, then a person can choose which to make it a principal private residence that can be exempt completely. So the disposal on that home can be completely exempt. Okay. Now, if a person is not living into that property for a while, like for some work, one is when a person is living into that property, that is known as actual occupation. And the other one is when a person is not living into that property, but there are some condition which is known as deemed occupation, or the property is known as deemed occupied. So the conditions are that first thing, any period of the abroad employment, like any period of abroad employment, if a person is leaving UK, okay, and going to abroad to work, okay, for employment purpose, then that period is the time limit is not mentioned. Any period is completely exempt. Okay, this one. Then the second one is if a person is having a self-employment, and due to that reason, a person is not living into his own house. The time period is for 4 years. Whether the person is not living into his own house and the person is in UK or abroad, anything is fine, but only 4 years are allowed due to self-employment or employment reasons. Okay. And the third one is if there is no particular reason given, and 3 years for that of 3 years are exempted. So 3 years are considered as a deemed occupied period. Okay. So yes, we discussed deemed occupied period. There is one more condition. The deemed occupied period will only be considered when the person is actually living before starting of the deemed occupied and after the ending of the deemed occupied. Like for example, a person was living into UK, actual occupation, and then he left to, let's say he came India. Okay. He left UK and went India. Or let's say he went to Dubai. Okay. And for somewhere around 5 years. Okay. So abroad employment, yeah, for job it was. Okay. So considering the fact for the job, he left UK and went to Dubai. Now, whenever he comes back, if he don't live in this property again, then this deemed occupied will not be considered. This will be the chargeable period. Okay? This deemed occupation is only considered when the before and after is supported by actual occupation. Okay. Now, one more thing into this is any whenever a person is selling a home, 9 months, last 9 months before selling the property, that is exempt. Doesn't matter whether the person was living into whether the person is living in UK or not living, or whether it is supported by APO or not, before after, doesn't matter. 9 months are exempt. Okay, those are completely exempt. Now, how do you calculate this? For PRR relief, there's a formula: private property relief. The formula is gain multiply period of occupation. Okay. That is also considered of your deemed occupation, period of occupation, or you can say exempt. For easy way, you can say exempt divide by total months. Exempt months divide by total months. So logically, what is exempt? What is exempt here? Yeah, let's see. What is exempt? First of all, actually occupied period, APO is completely exempt. Deemed occupied period is also exempt. So that's why I've written exempt directly. Okay. So yes, that's it. And this private residence leave. Now, how will you compute the question? Okay. In the question, you'll be given dates. You have to be very, read carefully all the dates, because dates is something where students make mistake. So you have to make 3 column: exempt, chargeable, total. Okay. And here you'll write the date for the purpose. And yes, here you'll make notes. N1, N2, or else if you write here only, it's fine. So this kind of question you'll do in Excel sheet, in your spreadsheet section. So yes, this is how you'll solve it and add all of them. The reason you'll get it why I'm asking you to make a table instead of directly exempt ones. You'll get it once. Please remember that you have to make a table. Okay. So yes, that's all. We are done with the private residence relief. Okay. Now let's do letting relief. So what happens when a person let out in India, we see a scenario of PG, right? Paying guest, paying guest, right? What happens like if someone has 3 rooms, okay? I know my home doesn't look good in this, but fine, let's understand. If someone has 3 rooms into their apartment, okay, main home in which they are living, okay, main home. And if they let out any 1 room or 2 rooms out of this, then only they qualify for the letting relief. Okay, so don't get confused. Whenever someone let out a portion of their home main principal residence, then only they can qualify for letting relief. Okay, and your letting relief will be lower of your 40,000 pounds. A shortcut for pounds in Excel, you'll be alter key plus 156. Okay, so you'll get it. Or your PRR gain, whatever gain you got means whatever PRR relief, principal private residence relief, okay, or private residence relief, okay, whatever you say, both are the same, okay. That one, PRR, or lower of, yes, lower, or your letting period. So in short, this is your chargeable period. Letting period is your chargeable period. So did you see that we make a table? So for PRR relief, you'll consider this divide by this. For chargeable months, you will consider this divide by this. Okay, so that's why I asked you to make a table at first itself. Okay, so yes, whichever is lower, that you will get the relief on that. So yes, that's all with the principal private residence or private residence relief and letting relief. Okay. In case you have any queries into this topic, please comment down. Okay. And I'll post some of the practice questions into the community part, okay, of my YouTube channel. So please stay tuned. Subscribe to my channel so that you can get notified. Okay. So you can get whatever the content uh, I post, you can get access to it. And yes, please like, share my video. And yeah, that's all. Thank you so much.